Hello, hi students. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss previous year NEET questions from System of Particles. Okay, our first question is a uniform rod of length 200 centimeters, mass 500 gram is balanced on a wedge placed at 40 centimeter. A mass of 2 kg is suspended from the rod at 20 centimeters and another unknown mass m is suspended from rod at 160 centimeter mark as shown in the figure. Find the value of m such that the rod is in equilibrium. Okay, now let us see the solution. Okay, let us see what he is saying. He told that this is a rod of length 200 centimeters. Okay, so this is a rod of length 200 centimeters and its mass is given as m is equal to 500 gram, that is equal to 0.5 kg. Okay, and this rod is balanced on a wedge. Okay, this is a wedge and this rod is balanced on a wedge which is at 40 centimeters. Okay, and he hang a mass of 2 kg at 20 centimeters of the rod and he hang a mass of m at 160 centimeters. Now what is he asking us? He is asking us to calculate the value of m such that the rod is in equilibrium. Okay, now let us first try to identify the forces. Okay, so here 2 kg mass is there. That means the weight of this 2 kg mass will act in downward direction, that is mg. So that force will be 2 into acceleration due to gravity 2g. Okay, next let me draw an axis about this fulcrum. Okay, this is an axis that is perpendicular to the rod and passing through the fulcrum. So at this point normal reaction will act. Okay, that is R bar. This R bar will act along the axis. Next, he gave the mass of the rod as 0.5 kg. That is, the weight of this rod will act at the center of mass, that is at this point, which is in downward direction. Okay, and its weight will be mg, that is 0.5 into acceleration due to gravity g. Okay, and this weight will act at a distance of 100 centimeters. Okay, from the starting of the rod. Okay, 100 centimeters from the starting of the rod means 60 centimeters from my axis. Okay, 60 centimeters means that is 0.6 meters. Okay, similarly this 2g Newton force will act at a distance of 0.2 meters from my axis, because this distance is 20 centimeters and this entire distance is 40 centimeters. Then this distance will be 0.2 meters. Okay, next, the weight of this mass mg will act downwards like this. Okay, and this weight, that is this force, will be at a distance of 1.2 meters from my axis. 1.2 meters from my axis. The reason is this entire distance is 160 centimeters, out of which this distance will be 40 centimeters. Okay, then this distance will be 120 centimeters, that is 1.2 meters. Okay, now what did he give? He told that the system is in equilibrium. Okay, the system is in equilibrium means it is in rotational equilibrium as well as in translational equilibrium. Okay, so it is in both rotational and translational equilibrium. Okay, now first think about our translational equilibrium. The forces acting on this rod are 2g, which is nothing but weight of 2 kg, 0.5g, which is nothing but weight of the rod, mg, which is nothing but weight of the mass m, and this r, that is reactional force. Okay, now since it is a translational equilibrium, that means the upward force is equal to sum of all downward forces. Okay, so the only upward force acting on the rod is r is equal to 2g plus 0.5g plus mg. Okay, so using this translation equilibrium concept, we'll get this equation. Anyhow, we are not going to use this equation in this question. Okay, now let us try to calculate the torques acting on this rod because of different forces. Different forces means because of these five forces. Sorry, this because of these four forces. Okay, first let us try to calculate torque due to 2g force. Okay, torque due to 2g force. This 2g force is along negative y direction, that is in this direction, negative y direction. Okay, and r bar, which is nothing but the perpendicular distance from the axis to the force, that is this is our r bar, which is at a distance of 0.2 meters. Okay, and this r bar is along the direction of negative x-axis. Okay, then torque tau will be along the direction of, so now to find the direction of torque, you have to use your amperes you have to use the right hand rule. Okay, where you have to turn your fingers from negative x-axis to negative y-axis. Okay, then your thumb will point in the direction of positive z-axis. That is, your torque will be along the direction of positive z-axis. Okay, then its magnitude is torque tau is equal to r bar cross f bar, that is rf sin theta. Okay, where theta is the angle between r bar and f bar. So r bar is like this. Sorry, here r bar is like this and f bar is like this. So the angle between these two will be 90 degrees. Okay, so then r magnitude is 0.2 into f is 2g into sin 90, that is 1, that is equal to torque tau 2g will be, that is torque due to 2g force will be 0.4g, which is acting along positive z axis. Okay, next, now let us try to calculate the torque due to normal reaction R. Okay, since R bar, that is this reaction force is acting along the axis, so the value of small r will be equal to 0. Then torque tau r will be equal to 0. Okay, now let us try to calculate the torque acting on the rod because of force 0.5g. Okay, so now this 0.5g force is along negative y-axis. So that force is along negative y-axis, and it is the direction of r bar is along the direction of positive x-axis. Okay, so r bar direction is along positive x-axis. Now if you curl your fingers from positive x-axis to negative y-axis, then your thumb points towards negative z-axis. Okay, that is, your torque is along the direction of negative z-axis, and its magnitude is torque tau is equal to r bar cross f bar, that is rf sin theta. Okay, so what is the value of r? R is nothing but this distance. Okay, this distance, that is, so what did he give? He said that this entire okay, this distance means, so he said that the length of the rod is 200 centimeters, out of which this distance will be 100 centimeters. Out of this 100 centimeters, this distance is 40 centimeters, then this will be 0.6 meters. Okay, so your r will be 0.6 into f is 0.5g into angle between r bar and f bar. So your r bar is like this and your f bar is like this. The angle is 90 degrees. So sin 90. Sin 90 means 1. That is equal to, how much you will get? You will get 0.3g. Okay, 0.3g torque. Okay, now let us calculate the torque due to mg. That is torque due to this force. Okay, so now this mg, that is this force mg is along negative y direction. Okay, that is in this direction, and your r bar is along positive x-axis. Then your tau bar will be along, so you have to curl your finger from positive x-axis to negative y-axis. Then your tau bar will be along your negative z-axis. Okay, and its magnitude is torque tau bar is equal to RF sin theta. R bar plus F bar, that is RF sin theta. RF sin theta. Okay, where R is distance from my axis to the weight mg, that is 1.2 meters, into force is mg, and the angle between R bar and F bar will be 90, that is sin 90, that is 1. Okay, that is equal to 1.2 mg torque. Okay, now the point is, the system is in equilibrium, that is it is in translational equilibrium as well as in rotational equilibrium. Okay, rotational equilibrium means the net torque should be 0. Okay, that is tau net should be equal to 0. If you observe, these torques are acting along z axis. Okay, that is, so see, if you see, torque due to 2g is along positive z axis, torque due to tau r is along 0, that is torque due to tau r is 0, you don't bother about this. Torque due to 0.5 g is along negative z axis. Similarly, torque due to mg is along negative z axis. So all torques are acting along z axis, and net torque should be 0. That means the total torque acting along positive z axis should be equal to the total torque acting along negative z axis. The only torque acting on positive z axis is 0.4 g. So the total torque acting on positive z axis will be 0.4 g. Okay, so we can write like this. This 0.4 g is equal to the total torque acting on the negative z axis, that is 0.3 g acting along negative z axis and 1.2 mg acting along negative z axis. So then we can write like this, that is total torque acting along negative z axis, that is equal to 0.3 g plus 1.2 into mg. Okay, 1.2 into mg. Anyhow, torque due to reaction R is 0, or let me include that 0 here. Then what will I get? I'll get 0.4 g is equal to 0.3 g plus 1.2 mg. Okay, so then what will I get? 0.1 g is equal to 1.2 mg. That is g will get cancelled, and my m will be equal to 0.1 by 1.2 kg. That is equal to 1 by 12 kg. Okay, so the answer for this question is 1 by 12 kg. So this mass of 1 by 12 kg will keep this rod in equilibrium with respect to this axis. Okay, now let us move to our next question. From a circular ring of mass M and radius r, an arc corresponding to 90 degree sector is removed. The moment of inertia of the remaining part of the ring about an axis passing through center of the ring and perpendicular to the plane of the ring is k times mr square. Then the value of k is, okay, now let us see what he asked. He told that this is a circular ring of mass M, okay, and whose radius is R. Okay, whose radius is R. Now from this ring, a sector making an angle of 90 degrees is removed. That means we removed this part. Okay, this part makes an angle of 90 degrees. Then what did he give? He told that the moment of inertia of the remaining part, that is part left after removing the sector, is, that is I dash, is k times mr square. Okay, about an axis passing through center and perpendicular to the plane. Okay, let me take that axis as y axis. That is, he gave the moment of inertia of this remaining part with respect to y axis as k times mr square. He told us to calculate the value of k. Okay, so this is your y-axis. Similarly, this will be your y-axis. Okay, now we know that the moment of inertia of a circular ring about y-axis will be I is equal to mr square. Okay, that is with respect to this axis, the moment of inertia of this complete disk is I, which is nothing but mr square. Now let us try to find the mass of the removed part. Okay, so we know that this mass capital M is distributed over the entire 360 degrees. Okay, so that means this 360 degrees consists of this 360 degrees consists of mass capital M, and this sector makes an angle of 90 degrees. That is 90 degrees consists of how much mass? That is equal to m by 4. So the mass of the removed sector will be m by 4. Okay, this is one way of finding the mass of the removed part. Okay, the other way is you divide this ring into two halves. Then each half, that is each half, the mass of each half will be m by 2. Okay, similarly the mass of other half will also be m by 2. Okay, now this entire half is again divided into two parts. Then the mass of this part will be m by 4 and the mass of the other part will be m by 4. That is, the mass of this removed part will be m by 4. Okay, so now you have to find your I dash, which is nothing but moment of inertia of the remaining disk with respect to your y-axis. Okay, this I dash can be written as I minus I removed, that is moment of inertia of the removed part. Okay, we know the value of the formula for I is mr square minus mass of the removed part, that is m by 4 into r. Okay, that is this distance, which is nothing but radius of the ring, r square. Okay, if you calculate, if you do LCM, you will get 3 by 4 mr square. Okay, and he gave the value of I dash as k mr square, that is equal to k mr square. Okay, now if you compare these two, the value of k is equal to 3 by 4.
If you feel that this video is useful, kindly share to your friends. If you have any doubts or suggestions, you can comment me in the comment section. Do like and subscribe, because your single like and comment will encourage me for making better videos. Thank you.